I chose Warren Buffett because he's an immensely popular man. He's a leader in regard to business practices and investment practices, and there's a lot of literature out there describing his business practices and his thoughts on business and investing because he is immensely successful. Warren Buffett was born on August 30th, 1930. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. He's considered to be one of the most successful investors in history. He rarely grants an interview and doesn't speak in public very much at all. I emailed him for an interview and didn't get a response, but there could be a multitude of reasons for that. He attended graduate school at Columbia University School of Business, and his mentor was Benjamin Graham, who is also referred to as the father of value investing. His first job after graduating was as a stockbroker, and then he worked for an investment firm where he had been invited by Graham. He went back to Omaha in 1956, and at 25, he invested $100 of his own money and started an investment partnership. His goal was $105,000 a year in assets and to outdo the Dow Jones by an average of about, the goal he set for himself was about 10 percentage points a year, and he was able to outdo this at 22 percentage points a year. In 1969, he abandoned his partnership, divided his assets among his partners and shareholders, and walked away with $25 million. He then began to invest in companies that he believed held intrinsic value, both public and private, that many investors may have overlooked. Under his company, Berkshire Hathaway, he turned his $25 million into $25 billion. He owned stock in Gillette, Geico, the Washington Post, and Coca-Cola, just to name a few. Before Buffett invests in a business, he looks at the economic prospects of it, the people in charge of it, and the cost of it. He's a business analyst versus a market analyst. His company, Berkshire, publishes and owns several businesses that produce everything from encyclopedias to chocolate candy to air compressors. He looks for companies that have a marketable product that are ran by excellent management. He has a series of essays that he's written, the essays of Warren Buffett's Lessons for Corporate America. The essays are easy to read, and a great deal of his lessons on business practices are in contradiction than what is taught contemporarily. The essays range from owner-related business principles to taxation and investment philosophy. He bought the Santa Fe Railroad and merged it with the BNSF on September the 22nd, 1995. The BNSF's assets in 2020 were $91.4 billion, and Warren Buffett's net worth as of June 2023 is $111.6 billion. He has 100% control of BNSF. When he bought the Santa Fe, he said that he was making an all-out bet in the economic destiny of the United States. He employs a double-barreled approach on purchasing businesses, and this has brought him great success. Now, the GDP was designed as a component of a nation's income, and the GDP, according to our readings, has become basically the global definition of power. And Buffett created something called the Buffett indicator, and it's the ratio of all U.S. stock market value divided by the GDP. The Buffett indicator shows the ratio of the total United States stock market to the GDP. Now, his formula creation, whatever you want to refer to it as, expresses the value of the U.S. stock market in terms of the size of the U.S. economy. If the stock market value is growing much faster than the actual economy, it could be in a bubble. And the Buffett indicator values stem from a historical trend line, and as of June 30th, 2023, the Buffett indicator value is 177%, which is 1.6 standard deviations above the trend line, which means the stock market is overvalued. Warren Buffett is also a philanthropist. He's given $37 billion away as of 2021, and he's involved with the Giving Pledge, which was created in 2010 in collaboration with Bill Gates to encourage the wealthy to find a means and a way and motivate them to give back.